Alright, now in this video, after submitting our form, we're now going to get the data and then save it to our database. So to do that, we can close this. Alright, now what we're going to do is that we're going to go to our home. I think we're done with the blade file for now. We can simply focus on the Livewire component. So in here, we can just remove this DD. Here we're going to validate media first of all. Here with the media, make sure you add a dot start to check each value inside the array. Here, make sure it's required. Alright, file. Here you can add the memes, and here we can say the max 100, 3 zeros, 100,000, which is 100 MB. Alright, comma, here allow commenting. Here make it a boolean, copy that. Also make it for hide like view, which is this one. Right, after validating now, determine if this is a real or post. How are we going to do that? We're going to get the post type. Alright, so we're going to say type, here this, let's get post type. Don't worry, we have not yet created this function. Here, let's pass this media. So let's go ahead and create this function now. This helper method rather. Here, say function, get post type, the same name as this one. The return type here is going to be a string. Alright, so in here, we're going to get the media. You're going to say if count of this media is equals to 1, alright, and string, get a string helper, contains media. Let's get the first element. Let's get the get meme type. And by the way, this is not our custom function. This is just a function which comes with Livewire, or rather comes with uploaded files. So this is not our own custom function. Get meme type. Alright, here we can add a comma video. If that is true, then we're going to return this is a real, or else return post. So here what this does basically is that it's going to check if we have only uploaded one file, and if this file is a video. That's what this means. It's going to return this a string into the type. So after getting the type, next we're going to create post. Right, here we're going to say post. Let's have the post in here. Equals to post, create an array there. Here we can say user ID. Actually, we have to protect this route. This route is not protected by authenticated users. So here auth user ID, comma, we can say description there, location there. We have this to allow commenting, hide like view, and finally the type that we get from here, this one. Here add a semicolon. Make sure that the post is imported here like that. Make sure you add it at the top here. Models post. Okay, so after creating the post, next we're going to add media. For each this media as key media, inside here we're gonna say let's first get the meme type. We can say meme. So here let's create another helper method. So just to keep our code clean, this get meme for the media. This media which is passed in here. So now let's create this helper method. Let's say function string. I'm gonna say if string helper contains media. Let's get the meme type. Get meme type. It contains video. Then we're gonna return video. Else let's return image. Add the semicolon there. Here make sure you add the media as our parameter. Alright, now here we're going to save this media to our storage before we save it in our database. So here let's say save to storage first. Alright, so you're gonna say path media store media folder. The disk should be public, comma there. After storing this file, it's going to return a file path. So here, let's create a URL for this. We're going to say URL. Let's call the storage facade URL. You can get this path. All right. After getting the URL, next, let's create the media now. Now, media, create, and this media, okay, make sure you also call it here at the top, models media. Alright, media, create an array at the semicolon there. Here we can say URL, comma, the meme type is meme from here. Right, next, since this media model is the polymorphic, we're gonna say mediable ID. We're gonna get this post ID, the one just created here, post ID, and then we can say the mediable type. We're gonna get the post here. Make sure I add that post model class. So after creating that, we're now going to, let's reset this, reset all the variables to their original state, and here let's dispatch this, dispatch close, because we want to close this model after we add our files and create our post. Alright, so now before we try this, before we test this, we have to do a few files, because here you see, here we have added store our media to the public in our medias folder in the public directory. Now we have one command here. Open the terminal. Here, make sure you run this php artisan here, storage link. All right, now it's going to create a storage link from our public to our storage folder, which will make them accessible. Now, one more thing here, we see we're using auth ID, and currently, if you check our web, our home page is not currently protected by our authenticated user. So let's just add this middleware auth. And now this is going to actually redirect us. Awesome. Now we have to create a new user, register. All right, now after adding this, I'll now click register. So now if I go and say this, so here if I try to create, and also I just realized one thing here, we have to go back. Here, let's add this to false by default, and also to false, because this cannot be nullable. All right, now if we go back here, let me just refresh this. Here if I click create, I choose the image. Let me choose these two photos. All right, and then here let me say something like new location, my location. Here if I click share, awesome, our post is shared, but it's not updating here. So let's just refresh our home page. And voila, you can see we have our post which we just created here called new, and then we have these two images that we just added recently. Awesome, and our new description. This is working fine. Now before we close this video, let's just update our home page in real time after we create our post. So here we go back to our create. There after dispatching close, in here we can dispatch an event for post created. So here we can say this dispatch event called post created with the actual post ID. Alright, now after dispatching this, let's go to our home, here home Livewire, and here we're going to listen for this event. Okay, let's first create our function for post created. We can say post, let's create our post ID, the one we're going to pass here, post find ID. Okay, after getting this post, this posts, let's do this posts prepend. This is gonna add this new post to our post collection, this one, prepend this post. Well, now in order to listen to this, we have to use some a new Livewire attributes called on something. So here we can just say hashtag there on open bracket this post created dispatched event. It's the same. And then now we have to import this class. Make sure that you import this class at the top, this one, Livewire attributes. It's very important. And now if we go back, hopefully everything is fine. Let's refresh this. Right here, let's create. Let me choose one video, one photo, and then here let me add another description, location, home, there. Let me share this. Here, make sure this is not this ID, pardon me. Here, if you go to create, make sure this is the post, get the post, this post, here, post ID. I didn't see that, but yeah. And now this post should be created, but wanted to see it in real time. So let's just refresh this first of all. All right, you see we have these two posts. Now let me click that. Let me open that. If you select this photo and this video there, well, now there are two here, photo and the video. Now I can say here, let me just post that. Awesome, you see? Now we can go ahead and start playing the video. So that's it for this video. I'll see you in the next one.